Hi, I'm Emily Prokop from ePodcast Productions, and I'm going to talk today about making an audiogram for your show. An audiogram is a piece of audio that is clipped from your show that is placed in the background of a static image, and it's made into a video that you can post to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and it gives people just a little taste, a little preview of what's in your podcast. Usually it's made per episode. A lot of people make audiograms for every episode that they do so that they can showcase the guest, which is what I'm making an audiogram for specifically in this example. So what I have up right now is Headliner, and that is at make.headliner.app. This is actually the program that I've been using, but another one you can use is Wave, WAVVE.com. But I like Headliner, so we're going to walk through that. And the first thing I'm going to do is pick Audiogram Wizard. Now, there are a lot of things you can do with Headliner. You can have a full episode with a static image, and you can post that on YouTube. You can do a video transcript. You could do an article to a video. A lot of things you could do, but right now we're just talking about audiograms. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to choose a file from my computer. So I'm going to grab, actually, I'll show you this window. I've already clipped something from the file I'm using, and actually it's right here in my Reaper. This is from the episode I was working on, and this is the clip that I'm using right here. Actually, I need to lower the breaths because I keep breaths in, but I usually lower them so they're not as distracting, so you don't hear the which you actually might hear on this video because I'm probably not going to lower the breaths. Anyway, I'm going to render this as the audiogram, and I'll actually show you how I render. I render it and I label it Audiogram Vox, which means voice. So I'm going to render it there. Of course, it already exists. I'm going to overwrite it so I can have the lower breaths. And you know what? Let me just refresh this episode. Boop. Go to Audiogram. All right, the audio is selected. Audio transcription. Now, this is interesting. If I clicked on this to give myself transcription, that actually gives me extra work to do. But a lot of people, I think something like 60 to 70% I read, watch videos with the sound off. So having that transcription over just a static image, and you see the little waves in audiograms if you've seen them before, so you know there's sound playing. So it's up to you if you want to tell people turn the sound on and listen to this, or if you want to do a transcription so that they can see what's being previewed. A lot of times it helps actually hearing the people's voice on the other end of it. That gives you a little bit more of a connection. So that's something to consider. For this, I'm going to keep the audio transcription off for right now. Just know that if you do put the audio transcription on, you're going to have to correct it. So you're going to have to constantly listen to your audio clip over and over to make sure that that transcription is correct. So here is what I have selected. I've already clipped what I wanted, but what you could do here is upload some audio and clip it here into this editor. You can make it shorter, make it longer. I actually want to make it a little bit shorter. I don't know why it tacks on a few seconds at the end, probably for transcription. Now I can listen to it if I wanted.
Every paycheck, a portion of my paycheck goes to my travel fund. So it's automated and it's constantly getting replenished. And that philosophy goes to the point that I want my travel fund and my travel to be a part of my lifestyle, and I treat it like a regular bill. So just like my mortgage, just like my gym membership, just like Netflix, my travel gets lumped in all of that. So again, that's the mindset portion.
That is just a little snippet of the podcast. It's a quick tip, actually, for somebody who is interested in the topic they're discussing. And now it sounds a little out of context, but that's where the visual part comes in. So I'm going to click next. I'm going to pick Square because this is going to Instagram. And this is where I'm going to add the image. So you're going to see, this is the image that was actually made for this episode, and it's in a square. It features the guest, it has the name of the podcast, and it has the name of the show in it. So that when you see that image, you know exactly who it is who is talking, why it's being thrown out there. What is this tip for travel fund? What is she talking about? Boom. Becoming a Financially Savvy Traveler with Danielle Desir, who, by the way, I'm not even paid to say this. I don't know her personally. I know she's in the She Podcasts group somewhere, but she is a fantastic person to edit. Just have to say that because she's a pleasure. Editors remember the unicorns who you don't have to do much to, just so you know. So I'm going to pick the different wavelengths. You see there are a lot you could do. You could do a moving halo, a pulse. That's pretty cool. These are all pretty new, actually. The ones down here have been around longer. You can actually have this down here. You can move it around. You can make it smaller if you want. I could like put it on top of here and you can see it moving. But really for my client here, I use round bars. So what I'm going to do is make sure I have the hex code. Now I have something that's called Text Expander, and I have little shortcuts on my keyboard that will put in information that I use on a regular basis. This one right here is a text expander for the hex code for this client's particular shade of orange that she uses in her branding. So I write hex and her name is Lauren. Boom, it changes it to that orange, that little pop you heard. That was my computer doing Text Expander. I'm going to resize this a bit. I don't want it to really get in the way of anything because those waves will be moving. So sometimes I'll put it low and it will avoid the text, but depending on how they do the graphic, and again, I don't do the graphic. Somebody else does. I might just put it here so that it's maybe across the bottom of her face. And style people, I know you're yelling at me. You're like, no, don't do that. That looks terrible. But for me, it looks okay. I want to make it a little bit bigger. All right, I'm going to put it there. And then we're going to see how it looks. So I'm going to create the project. All right, so here's what my audiogram is going to look like, and I'm going to play it to preview.
Every paycheck, a portion of my paycheck goes to my travel fund. So it's automated and it's constantly getting replenished. And that philosophy goes to the point that I want my travel fund and my travel to be a part of my lifestyle. And I treat it like a regular bill. So just like my mortgage, just like my gym membership, just like Netflix, my travel gets lumped in all of that. So again, that's the mindset portion.
All right. And that is it. Now, if I wanted to add maybe text, I could do that here. I could put a marker here and press the plus sign and add text if I wanted to. I don't know why. I mean, I always say like, I don't know why this is a thing, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. So I can add text here and that will add it actually right at that moment. So I could possibly, calm down, calm down over there, headliner. I could use it to give myself notes. So let me go back and see what that looks like with the add text here.
Bill. So just like my mortgage, just like my gym membership, just like Netflix.
See, I could add something there. So I'm going to delete that. Can I? Yes, that's how we delete. Okay. And that's it. That's how you make an audiogram. I'm going to export it. I'm going to put it into Google Drive where my client can grab it easily. And from her phone, she can even post it directly to Instagram from there. But because Instagram is weird, you have to upload from your phone. Hopefully in the future that'll change. Hopefully. But she can also grab that onto her desktop and she can post that to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's basically a video. She could put it on YouTube if she really wanted to. It won't get a lot of traction, but you could technically put it to YouTube. So there's also an option when you go to Headliner to go to Audiogram Wizard, where we went before, and instead of uploading a file, you can actually go to a podcast that's already out. So you can find a podcast. So I'm going to look for The Story Behind, which is my podcast. There it is. And I'm going to find an episode. Let's do The Trampoline. And it's going to load the audio. This is actually the whole audio for the whole episode. My shows are pretty short. They're under 10 minutes, so I don't really have to worry too much with Headliner. I could make that an entire audiogram, but say I just want to clip to one spot. I'm going to go to next. And here I can pick, you could do landscape for YouTube or websites. You could do Instagram stories or Snapchat, or you can do this for Facebook stories as well. Actually, I don't know about Facebook video. I don't know if they let you do videos and stories on Facebook. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Or you could do a square, which I find is really great for Instagram when you can keep those things to a square. And it looks really pretty if you find an Instagram account where they use an audiogram for every episode and they get that nice little grid going on Instagram. So I like that a lot. And I can go to next and I can do the same thing I did before, add an image behind it, and boom, there's my audiogram. So I hope that helps you with audiograms. Please don't pay $37 for a course on how to make audiograms when you can do it that easily. I don't want to see you waste your money, so that's why I made this free video, because I was so annoyed that I actually got an ad for a 37 course about how to make an audiogram. Don't do that. Okay, so have a great day. Keep podcasting. Bye-bye.